Good morning. It is 9:04 a.m. on September 1st, 2021. If I could have counsel, please put your appearance on record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Tyler Brands on behalf of the Office of Public Defender.
Good morning, counselor. Who are you here?
Yeah, first name is Matthew, last name is Ferry, and I represent Lisa Del Rico. She's being held on an allegation of domestic violence, Your Honor.
Yes.
She's standing to my right. We are requesting that the court release her on a $500 bond with conditions of no contact with her husband, and also allow her permission to return to the marital address for one occasion to pick up some personal belongings. My client she's 52 years old. She's got no record of any kind. She's lived in Central Florida for the last 8 years. She has 3 adult children. So for those reasons, we're asking that the court set bond with those conditions.
All right. This is case number 21MM572. Ma'am, you are here charged with domestic battery. Oh. What says the state?
Your Honor, defense counsel's conditions are appropriate. She does qualify for PTR, so state would ask for PTR with bond.
Judge, well,
Mr. Ferry,
we would prefer just straight bond with those conditions that I recommended. She has intentions of leaving the state, Your Honor, and moving in with her sister in Pennsylvania.
Your Honor, the state's concern was there was allegations of alcohol use as well as prescription drug use. And given her occupation, I believe that potentially drug and alcohol testing would also be appropriate. And on pretrial release, that is accomplished much simpler.
Mr. Ferry, what does your client do for a living?
She's a nurse, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Rico, I have to advise you, there is probable cause in this case. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit before court. At this time, I'm going to set your bond at $500. With special conditions, you can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can't possess or consume alcoholic beverages or any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. You have to maintain a separate residence, but I will allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Your Honor, state's also requesting no contact with the witness. She had to get involved in the fight to help break it up.
Hold on one moment. What's the relationship between the witness and the defendant?
It's the daughter between the victim and the defendant.
And how old is the daughter?
Her date of birth is 97, so approximately 24-ish.
All right, at this time, I am going to order that you can't have any contact with a witness in this case. That's until another judge modifies that order. So your attorney can file a motion in front of the trial judge if that's what you all discuss. But for now, you can have no contact with a witness. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, was there anything else, Mr. Ferry?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you, counselor. Oh, do you need that? Do you need this? Who needs it? Rebecca, you need these?
No.
Okay, so we just throw them away. That's fine. All right. It's Ferry, F-E-R-R-Y. All right. I did that already. Do you have Joseph Lusk next? All right. Please tell me your name.
My name is Joseph Lusk.
It looks like you have 2 out-of-county warrants. One is out of Martin County and 21 CF 806. Looks like for a violation of probation.
Yes, ma'am.
And your bond on that, it has 3 charges. Your bond is $300,000 on each of those charges. We'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you,
Yes, ma'am.
but I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in the meantime.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have a bond, I also have to advise you that it looks like you're still a registered sex offender, in which case you have to comply with any registration requirements that you have. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the next case is not there. Is there another pending warrant?
I have an
On view.
the 1800241.
Out of Putnam County? So I don't have it in the computer, so I don't know.
That's all I have is that 18.
Right, that's what, I have it on the phase sheet, but I don't have it in the computer now. It's not, the next one is Alexander Hoyas. So, that looks like a violation of probation. I don't have it, I have Alexander Hoyas. Oh my gosh. You have a warrant out of Putnam County for violating probation. Thank you. At this time, there'll be no bond on this either. Oh, I guess in the other one you had bond. There'll be no bond on this. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll notify Putnam County that you're here as well so that they can transport you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see it? Where is it? Thank you. It does say that. You have a bond condition of no contact with anyone under the age of 18 years of age. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. That's not on here. The bond condition? Oh, it's right there.
Your
Okay.
Honor, I believe the victim in this case is going to need the Spanish interpreter.
I can't hear you.
The victim in this upcoming case is going to need the Spanish interpreter, per my conversation with.
Which
him this
case?
morning. Mr. Hoyas.
Okay, hold on, I'm not there yet. Thank you. Ma'am, do you need a Spanish interpreter?
Yeah.
You want to testify today? Okay, hold on one second.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretanya, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has not been sworn.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to translate from Spanish to English, English to Spanish truthfully in these matters here today?
Yes, I do. Laura Bretanya, Spanish interpreter, to the best of my abilities.
I'm apparently getting an incoming call from an interpreter. Oh, that ended. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Alexander.
Your Honor, please allow me to connect to the podium.
No, we have a witness here who needs
Oh, I'm sorry.
Translation.
I'm sorry.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Señor, por favor, dígame su nombre.
Alexander. Alexander.
Alexander.
Your whole name.
Alexander Agudelo Hoyos.
Completo. Alexander Agudero Hoyos.
21 MM 6158, you're here charged with battery domestic violence.
Su caso es el 2021 MM 6158. Se le acusa de agresión física por violencia doméstica.
There is probable cause in this case.
Existen indicios de criminalidad en este caso.
I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Se designa el abogado de oficio para que les represente.
Ma'am, do you wish to testify this morning?
Señora, ¿usted desea testificar esta mañana?
Sí.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Por favor, levante la mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Uri promete decir la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, the prosecutor might ask you some questions now.
Muy bien, señora, la fiscal le hará unas preguntas.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you please state your name for the record?
Buenos días, señora. Por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Tania Reyes.
Tania Reyes.
Thank you. And what is your relationship to Mr. Hoyos?
Gracias, señora. ¿Y qué relación tiene usted con el señor Hoyos?
Soy su esposa.
I am his wife.
Are you afraid of him?
¿Usted le teme?
No.
No.
If you were to be released from custody today, would you be afraid of him?
Si él fuese puesto en libertad hoy, ¿usted le tendría miedo?
No.
No.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
¿Algo como esto había ocurrido anteriormente?
Antes.
Before.
Approximately how long ago was that?
Más o menos ¿hace cuánto tiempo fue que eso ocurrió?
Un mes.
1 month.
Okay, thank you. And are you willing to call 911 if anything like this ever occurred in the future?
Gracias. Entonces, señora, si algo como esto volviese a suceder, ¿usted está dispuesta a llamar al 911?
Claro.
Of course.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
¿Usted cree que las drogas o el alcohol tuvieron algo que ver en este incidente?
El alcohol.
Alcohol.
And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
¿Usted desea tener contacto con él mientras el caso está abierto?
No.
No.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Gracias, eso es todo, su señoría.
Any questions from the defense?
¿Alguna pregunta de parte de la defensa?
No questions, Your Honor.
No tenemos preguntas, su señoría.
All right. At this time, Mr. Hoyos, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond.
Señora, en estos momentos se le concede libertad provisional y se les requiere que preste una fianza económica.
The monetary bond will be $500.
La fianza serán $500.
With special conditions, you can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Con las siguientes condiciones especiales, se le prohíbe todo tipo de contacto con la víctima. ¿Entiende usted lo que significa esta prohibición de contacto?
Sí.
Yes.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia de todo tipo de armas, armas de fuego y municiones.
You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens.
Se le prohíbe la tenencia y consumo de bebidas alcohólicas y se le someterá a pruebas aleatorias de alcohol.
You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Se les prohíbe la convivencia, se le permitirá regresar en una ocasión acompañado de las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias.
You can have no unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18.
Se le prohíbe el contacto sin supervisión con menores de 18 años.
Ma'am, how old is your son?
Señora, ¿qué edad tiene su hijo?
6.
6 years old.
All right, thank you.
Muy bien, gracias.
Yes. All right, good luck, sir. Thank you for coming, ma'am. Good luck.
Muy bien, buena suerte, señora. Usted, señora, gracias por venir y buena suerte.
Do we have any other interpreter cases? All right, thank you for your service this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are we going to do 33rd at the end?
I'm sorry, what?
Are we going to do 33-day motions at the end?
All right, sorry about that, Mr. Jones. I had a technical issue. It had nothing to do with your case, but I wasn't able to see your case. Now I can. So at this time, sir, I'm going to advise you there is probable cause for the charge. Your bond is $500. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you, and I'll further order that you're not allowed to return to the Chevron gas station located at 3600 South John Young Parkway. You know where that is?
Yes.
All right, just don't go back there. All right, good luck, sir. Yes. Please tell me your name.
Mark Acevedo.
In 21 CF 6736, you're here charged with violation of a condition of pretrial release.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
warrant was issued for your arrest. There's no bond authorized on that warrant. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. All right, good luck, sir.
Just a moment to confer. Client, Your Honor.
Yes. There was already a no contact ordered in this case.
The violation also wasn't in regards to contacts.
No.
I believe he needs another.
However, thank you for the question. I'm going to advise him when they're done talking. Mr. Acevedo, I just want to remind you that all of the previously ordered conditions of the original underlying charge still apply. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Yes. Please tell me your name.
Deshaun Marcus' mother.
All right, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 6524,
Yes, ma'am.
charging you with felony battery, battery one prior, domestic violence, false imprisonment, and petty theft. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good morning, ma'am. Did you wish to testify?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to allow the state to ask you some questions if they have some.
Good morning. Can you please state your name for the record?
Autumn Nicole Moon.
Thank you. And what is your relationship to Mr. Mullen?
He's my boyfriend.
Are you afraid of him?
No,
Would you be afraid if he were released from custody today?
no, ma'am.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Never.
Are you willing to
I'm
call?
sorry, I didn't hear your response.
Never, no,
Oh,
ma'am.
never, okay. Sorry.
Are you willing to call 911 if anything like this ever occurred in the future?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
On my behalf, alcohol, that's what caused it. I'm on a lot of medications, and I drank alcohol I didn't know, and I just flipped my wig. So I was in the process of trying to get the charges dropped. The next day, when I figured out what really happened, I called my attorney, and he advised me to just wait. He said that sometimes these things never even make it to court, but that's not what happened. So I sat back and waited. I didn't know that, I tried to fix it the next day, but I couldn't. So I've been in touch with Mr. Maxwell and Mr. Watson, and I filled out the form to drop the charges. I just don't know what else I could do.
Understood.
Who are those people?
Mr. Watson is the ASA that's going to be looking over the case. So
All right,
at this
thank you.
point, it's pretty much all you can do.
I got it, thank you.
Do you want to have contact with him while this
Yes.
case is pending? Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Any questions from the defense?
Questions, Your Honor?
Your Honor, regarding briefly his history, there is one prior BAT DV that is from 2016, and it was against a different victim.
Different, you said?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming. All right, at this time, Mr. Mullen, your bond will be $5,000 on count one, $1,000 on count two, $1,000 on count three, and $100 on count four. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. I'll order you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you can't coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand? Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Your
Right.
Honor, you're ordering no contact even with witness testimony or victim testimony?
Yes, I am. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell me your name.
Jermaine Jamar Orr.
21 CF 11850. You're here charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. I see that I have 2 witnesses here. Did you both want to testify?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Did you want to testify?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll do one at a time. I need you, well, both of you can raise your right hand at this time to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I heard you.
Yes, ma'am. Speak up, baby.
Get closer to the mic.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so one at a time, I need you to tell me your name.
Melanie Briggs.
All right, I'm going to allow the prosecutor to ask you some questions if she has any.
Good morning, Ms. Briggs. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Orr?
He was my live-in boyfriend.
Are you afraid of him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want contact with him while this case is pending?
No, ma'am.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
No, ma'am.
And would you feel comfortable calling 911 if anything like this ever occurred again?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
I am with Miss Briggs.
All right, any questions from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Briggs, was there anything else you wanted to tell me?
No, ma'am.
All right, go ahead. I need you to tell me your name.
Angelic Ross.
I can't hear you.
Angelic Ross.
All right, I'm going to let the prosecutor ask you some questions.
Good morning, Miss Ross. I'm going to ask you some questions that are similar to your mother's, okay? What is your relationship to Mr. Orr?
He was my dad.
Your dad? Thank you. Are you afraid of him?
Yes.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is going on?
No.
You're shaking your head no? Okay. And do you feel comfortable calling 911 if anything like this or anything else ever happened?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
All right, any questions from the defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you both. Mr. Brantz, do you wish to be heard on bond?
Mr. Orr does otherwise qualify for pretrial release. So we request that otherwise a reasonable bond.
All right, anything from the state?
Your Honor, I understand that he otherwise qualifies for PTR. State would ask for bond, given the victim's testimony here today, and given the age of one of the victims. If you're otherwise inclined to put him on PTR, state would ask for bond with PTR.
What is the age of the victim?
Miss Ross is 12.
Is the state going to file that as child abuse?
Potentially, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Orr, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond. However, I will reduce that amount. Your bond amount will be $5,000 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2. With special conditions, you can have no contact with either victim in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Was this firearm, Ms. May, do you know if this firearm was taken into
It was collected.
evidence?
For evidence, yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'll order, sir, that if you have any other firearms, you'll have to relinquish them to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You can't return to the victim's residence for any reason. You can't be within 1,000 feet of the victim's residence, her place of employment, or the other victim's school. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, sir, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. What do I do with getting my belongings? Because I have all my information, and I also have a father that passed away 2 months ago, and I have a hearing on September 18th, and all of my paperwork is in my suitcase. And I also have a car accident that me and her both shared in, and we're still involved in the case. So is it any?
I will allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you have to do that with law enforcement. You can't coordinate that with the victim. And then after that, you have to maintain 1,000 feet distance. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, no problem.
All right.
My next thing is, like, when I get my bond, because I've never been arrested, so I don't know how this goes. When I get out, do I suppose to just call any police officer, or is it a specific number?
No, your attorney will give you instructions on how to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you for coming. Good luck to both of you. Please tell me your name.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Lisa Petro.
CF 11860. You're here charged with aggravated assault, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause. Your bond is $5,000. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, Your Honor, may I address the court?
You can say anything you want. Everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you. Do you understand that?
I do.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, just for the record, she does have a 20 misdemeanor non-arrest, a 2020. The victim being Mr. Logan, the same in this case. She also has another 2020 misdemeanor non-arrest bat DV. Victim also being Mr. Logan, victim in this case. She has another 20 misdemeanor non-arrest bat DV. Victim again being the same victim in this case, Mr. Logan. She has a 20 misdemeanor non-arrest violation of PTR condition due to one of the DV battery cases, the victim being Mr. Logan. There's another 20 misdemeanor non-arrest violation of a PTR condition, again on the underlying bat DV, victim being Mr. Logan. I have another 2020 misdemeanor non-arrest bat DV.
That's not,
Victim being Mr. Logan. And then I have a 2019 misdemeanor bat DV. Victim being Mr. Logan. And a 2018 misdemeanor bat DV. Victim in that one also being Mr. Logan. In all of these cases, he decided not to prosecute. So they were declined to prosecute.
Right, but that's the state's decision. The state of Florida is prosecuting the cases, not the victim.
Yes, Your Honor. I
So
just
even
wanted-
without a cooperative victim, the state can prosecute and
Understood.
does.
I was just showing you the breadth of how many times at least law enforcement has been called to the scene and took a report.
Thank you. I also see that there was a temporary injunction, a protection order out of New York. It's since expired, but it's the same victim. So there's clearly a long history here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Pietro, was there something that you wanted to say after having a discussion with your attorney?
he advises me not to, but I need to address this to the court.
I'm sorry, you what?
He advises me not to, but I really need to address it to the court.
And I need you to raise your right hand to be sworn.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, I lost my husband 1 year ago today to COVID, okay? My son has a traumatic brain injury. He's been Marchman Act 4 times, Baker Acted twice. He has an acute alcoholic problem. He terrorized his father and I when my husband was alive. And now this house is my house in my name. He drinks. He had to be Narcaned twice in the last 6 months. I resuscitated him. I do not possess a gun. I do not have any guns. I was at UPS getting the Marchman Act document notarized because I'm afraid he's going to die. And so when I came back, when I came back, they were at my house. I'm a professional. I have no record of anything. And my son calls the police 5 times last week alone because he gets intoxicated. He's on Suboxone, he's on Soma, he's on all kinds of medications, psychotropic drugs. He doesn't even know what he's doing half the time, nor remember. And the truth of the matter is that I'm trying to protect him from dying, and in the process, because he doesn't want to cooperate with the treatment, he's calling the police and filing these false instruments against me.
I see.
So I would respectfully request, rather than a no contact where I can't go to my house, a refrain from at least, because I have to work. I'm a widow now, and that's my house. I pay all the bills. And he falls asleep, he burns up my house, he's burnt up my kitchen, he's burnt up because he's drunk and impaired, and he's let my dog out. It's a detriment to him, and it's a detriment to myself and my family abode.
I understand. So here's the problem that I face. I don't have jurisdiction to order him to leave the house. I only have jurisdiction over you. I have very limited jurisdiction in this case. So
Can you amend it at least to say a refrain from rather than a no contact, so I can be in my own house?
I can't allow you to have contact because this is a domestic case and I haven't heard from the victim. But what I will order is that you maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow you to return one time with law enforcement to gather your belongings. But if he's not there, you can live there. I'm not ordering that you can't live at your house. You just can't live with him. So if he's still there, you can't live with him at this time. But it sounds like you think you have some defenses, and you might have some very good defenses. You just can't raise them today. What you need to do is call your attorney and have them file a motion in front of the trial judge. Once another judge changes my order, which they can do at any time, you could have contact. They can order that you're allowed to live in the same residence. I just can't do that today because I don't have the victim here.
Okay, the other question I have is, I plan on going through the Marchman Act and doing that, and I plan on having, with respect to an injunction, because he is endangering himself. You don't know how many times I've had this problem where I don't know whether I'm going to find him dead.
I believe you, and ma'am, I have a lot of sympathy for you, and I am sorry to hear about your husband. There's very little that I can do. So
Now I'm being prevented from working. I can't work because my office is in the house. My headquarters is in New York. So now I can't move my entire office. So that makes it impossible. So I'm the victim in reality. I'm the one that doesn't smoke, drink, or ever do drugs, and now I'm being compelled to leave my house, and I got to pay bills. And
I can't change that today.
There's got to be something.
I can't do that today because this is a domestic violence case and he's the victim. So, but all I'm telling you is there's probable cause. That's a very different burden than whether the state's going to file the charges. If they do, at a jury trial, they have to be able to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt. I don't know what's going to happen with this case. Today, there's probable cause. However, based on that context, I see that you have no prior criminal history. There are no convictions. What I'm going to do is reduce that bond amount to $2,500, but all the same conditions at this time. So I can't give you legal advice. What I can tell you to do is call the number on that green piece of paper as soon as possible and talk to an attorney because they can give you legal advice and they can file any motions they think are appropriate. And they can negotiate with the state of Florida on your behalf.
Hey, thank you.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Your Honor, are you ordering no weapons or firearms?
Oh, yeah, you can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You said you don't have a gun, so that won't be hard anyway.
Fine.
Right. Yeah, I did notice. It's interesting that no firearm was recovered.
In my car or in my house.
I noticed. Good luck, ma'am. All right, that's 20MM 8025. Mr. Brandt, I'm going to appoint your office.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the basis of the violation is basically having no contact with PTR whatsoever. He did not go to his scheduled pretrial appointment. He didn't. The residential address he provided has mail return saying it's undeliverable. There's no forwarding address. The number he provided is not an active phone number. So all the information that was provided is either not in service or not active. I understand the bond is $1,000 on this. So we just ask to make sure that he's off PTR.
I'm sorry, what?
Just make sure that he's off PTR and on a bond because there's no accurate information that's been given.
So at this time, the judge who signed the warrant didn't check, judge declined to, so we can revoke PTR. Yeah, it'll be revoked. His bond is $1,000.
Your Honor, just for context, I believe some of the other violations was he was in arrears for paying for PTR and he was figured up again for panhandling. As to his out-of-bond case, it was only a notice to appear. So I would have to take a motion on that.
I can't on a notice to appear.
I'm sorry, I misspoke.
I'm sorry, what?
I misspoke. I shouldn't have said take no action because you wouldn't have been able to take. No
Right, it's a notice to appear. He wasn't out on bond, so,
Forming the court.
yes, thank you. I appreciate that. So I am appointing your office. The bond is what it is, and PTR is revoked. Right. It's not an out on bond case. Please tell me your name.
Taisha Carter.
21MM6185. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Does the state object to pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond of $100. With special conditions, you can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Hey, can I say something?
You can say anything you want. Everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
That's fine.
Would you like a moment to speak with your attorney first?
No, I don't need, no, I'm good.
All right, what would you like to say?
Hey, okay, so I never been in trouble at all. You can check my record. Pre-trial release. I never been in trouble, so I don't want to have to report to anyone. The job that I do CDL. I travel a lot. Actually, I'm late today because I ain't gonna speak on the case, but yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get fired or what, and I work over the road. So I was asking if you could RR me, because I never been in trouble, never been in trouble with the law, never did anything. I have my own bail bondsman business also. I'm a respectable citizen, never been in trouble, never, nothing. So can you relook over the pretrial and the bond and R&R me for today?
I cannot. If you don't want to be placed on pretrial release, your bond will be $500 with all the same conditions.
That's fine.
All right, so your bond will be $500. You can have no contact with the victim. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes, another thing, at first I didn't have anywhere to go, but my mom, she agreed to let me stay in one of her homes. So can I just not do the bond and just R&R me? Because I never been in trouble in my life.
No.
Like, never. What's the reason for you not wanting to R&R me? If
So
I've
it's
never been in
release
trouble,
on your
I'm
own,
not a-
it's
I'm not a risk.
ROR, release on your own recognizance.
R&R,
And
yeah.
the reason I'm not going to do that is the nature of this charge, which is a domestic violence battery charge.
9 times out of 10, she's going to drop the case because that's my wife. So 9 times out of 10, all domestic trials get dropped in Orange County. So it was kind of a misunderstanding. Like I said, I don't want to speak on the case. If you want me to, I could. But like I said, it was a misunderstanding. 9 times out of 10, the case is going to get dropped. So to avoid me coming out the pocket with money, because I already have to pay my mom money, and I got to pay. I own the house that she's living in. She don't pay no rent, no nothing. I pay the mortgage on it. I pay our car note. I pay her health insurance. So it's like unnecessary money, because I'm not a risk to society. I'm not a menace to society. Nothing. I'm just messed up. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. Messed up situation. So
Your Honor, respectfully, she does have a non-arrest and arrest history.
What happened with the burglary of an occupied dwelling?
She has that 2009 Berg occupied dwelling. The victim declined to prosecute. Victim was
I could speak.
Victim was Miss Elmore. There was a 2009 non-arrest misdemeanor battery. Victim being Miss Loisu. Victim declined to prosecute. She had a 2013 traffic permitting an unauthorized minor to drive. That was no prost. And then she had a 2013 felony non-arrest, attempted homicide and assault. That was
Right.
declined to prosecute.
I'm not changing it at this time. Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
L. Lewis Dickerson Sr.
In 21 MM 6184, you're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You can have no unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. So I don't have anything about a parole violation.
You won't, it's interstate compact, so it's not IA.
All right. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Anna Sanchez.
21 MM 6186, you're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
Thank you.
There is probable cause. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Mhm.
You have to answer with
Yes.
words. I couldn't hear her.
Yes.
Thank you. You can't have a weapon, you can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Okay.
Your Honor, in regard to her out on bond, she just picked that up August 31st at like 1 a.m. It
I'm
was a
really
different
confused by
victim.
that.
Yes. So this occurred less than 24 hours after the one that she was already out on bond for.
How was she out on bond for a domestic? Did she see the judge yesterday and then she got arrested?
Immediately
She did?
after, yes.
Oh, well, I'm revoking that bond. All right. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Matthew Allen.
Looks like you have an out-of-county warrant out of Marion County for failing to appear on charges of fraudulent use of a credit card and petty theft.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no bond. We'll notify them that you're here. In the meantime, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck.
Should only be a few days.
Please tell me your name.
Hi, Austin Carraway, Your Honor.
You have a warrant out of Lake County, 20 MM 5117.
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like,
I missed court. My public defender wasn't there the 25th, and they didn't give me any paperwork, and I thought it was Wednesday.
all right, so it is for failing to appear on a charge of petty theft. There's no bond authorized at this time. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you. But if you have a defense to this case, just let your attorney know so that they can file a motion up in Lake County. Please tell me your name.
Michael Hummel.
Looks like you have a warrant out of Hillsborough County. This case number doesn't make any sense to me. It says 222-84677 for failing to appear on charges of fraudulent use of personal identification information and obtaining a vehicle with intent to defraud. There's no bond at this time. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. We'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you.
Thank you.
Good luck. I don't have that one. I don't have that one at all. I have Sharon Bellin. All right, you have several cases. 20 CF 7744, 20 CF 12257, 20 CF 13208, 20 CF 12675. Those are all violations of probation.
You should have 4 or 5, Your Honor.
She has 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 20 CF 12923. So you have 5 violations of probation. Hold on one moment. At this time, you'll have no bond on those. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Hold on. And then 21 MM 6026. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with petty theft. Another judge has already found probable cause and set your bond at $1,000. You're not allowed to return to the Coalition Service Center. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in that case as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Edia Omar Isaac Gonzalez.
All right, it looks like you have a violation of probation, 2019 CF 11171. There's no bond authorized. I'll appoint an attorney for you. The allegations are that you committed the criminal offense of aggravated child abuse on or about August 13th in Orange County, and neglect of a child with great bodily harm or disability on the same date. There's no bond on that.
I have a lawyer.
Oh, you do? Who's your attorney?
Get Ginger. Her name is Ginger. I have to get her information like from my mom.
All right, but you hired a private attorney? So you don't want me to appoint the public defender? All right, I will not then. Good luck, sir.
And his, bond?
It's not out on bond, actually. Because that's what violated his probation, so no action. Please tell me your name.
Viviana Morera.
2017 CF 11400. You're here for a violation of probation. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. There's no bond authorized on this warrant. Says that you violated by committing the criminal offense of battery on a person 65 years of age or older.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. All right, that's 21 CF 11817. Twenty CF 8720, 21 CF 11487. I'm going to appoint your office, Mr. Brantz.
No, Your Honor, I believe he's just here on the probation charge.
8720.
Okay, so the 20 CF 8720.
Yes.
It's a violation of probation with no bond. Mr. Brantz, I'll appoint you on that.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. Yeah, there's no bond. Please tell me your name.
Rodney Spencer.
19 CF 16428. You're here for a violation of probation. The warrant says that you've committed a criminal offense of burglary with assault or battery, domestic violence, on or about August 10th, 2021. There is no bond. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. And in 21 CF 11854, you're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude. Again, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $15,000. I show that he's a violent felony offender of special concern. I don't know if that's accurate. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Vito Turpo.
All right, one moment. Sixteen CF 13529. You're here for a violation of drug offender probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. The allegation is that you violated by failing to complete the drug court program as of August 6th.
I started September 17th of the last year, or 3 years ago.
I don't have access to all the information. I just have a warrant.
Okay, yeah.
So which you're gonna have to talk to your attorney and then the judge who signed the warrant.
Okay.
I believe you, but I don't have that information. So
I understand completely.
there's no bond authorized on this warrant. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. And then it looks like you have another one, 16 CF 15588. Same thing, it's a violation of drug probation. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. There's no bond on this as well, and the allegation is the same. All right, good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're back on the record. It's 10:46 a.m. If I could have the attorneys, please put your appearance on record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Tyler Brands on behalf of the Office of Public Defender.
All right, good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Good morning. Dwight Sworn.
All right, sir, this is 21MM5508. You're represented by Mr. Brantz's office. This is an arraignment. Charges of trespass on property or conveyance and providing false ID to law enforcement.
Yes, Your Honor, the state did convey an offer of an adjudication, credit time served, no return to Wawa, located at 8574 South Orange Blossom Trail.
And Your Honor, I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Sworn about the state's offer as well as the rights to be waived. I gave him a plea form to review. I believe he wishes to enter a plea today.
You said you do?
He does wish to enter a plea.
Oh, okay,
Yes, Your
sorry. Mr. Sworn, are you interested in entering a plea of guilty or no contest today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand. Well, first you have to say yes if you swear to tell the truth.
Yes.
All right. So you want to enter a plea of no contest. You can put your hand down. But first I need to ask you about the rights that you're giving up. You had a chance to speak to your attorney about that. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights?
No.
And you have a plea form in front of you that further explains those rights. Did you have a chance to review that form? All right. You understand if you're on probation, this plea can violate that.
Excuse me.
If you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that probation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. At this time, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charges of trespass on property or conveyance and false ID to law enforcement?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right. I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll give you credit for the 25 days you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs, sir. I'm going to give you a year to pay those. And you're not allowed to return to the Wawa. You understand where that is? You can't go back there? All right. Do you have any questions for me? All right. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Yes.
Oh,
Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
my name is Mr. George Henry Nee III.
All right, thank you. Sir, you're here in 21MM6180, charged with disorderly intoxication and possession of alcohol on a street or sidewalk. Was there an offer in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer is an adjudication, credit time served.
I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Nee, Your Honor, and I believe he wishes to enter a plea today.
Please raise your right hand, sir.
Yes. Yes, I do, ma'am.
All right, sir. You heard the state's offer. Are you interested in accepting that today?
Yes, I want to play no contest. I admit guilt. My wallet was stolen, and I was angry. I apologize.
All right, sir. Before I accept that plea, though, I need to make sure you understand the rights you're giving up. if you enter a plea of no contest. You had an opportunity to speak with a lawyer before court. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
All right, and there's a form in front of you that further explains them. Did you have a chance to review that?
I have in the past, yes.
Okay, so you're familiar with those rights. Do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up?
No,
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that.
I understand that.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported.
I understand that too.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to disorderly intoxication and possession of alcohol on a street or sidewalk?
I admit to guilt.
All right, thank you, sir. I'll accept your pleas. I find they're freely and voluntarily made. Was the offer an adjudication or?
An adjudication, Your
All
Honor.
right, I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time that you've been in custody. Looks like 2 days. Sir, I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay that.
I appreciate that. The government owes me $10,000 in credit cards, so I got robbed. I'm just trying to recover from all this.
I'm really sorry, but you have a year to pay this, and this is only about 300.
I will gladly pay the court costs.
All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Okay. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Quentin James.
All right, good morning. You're here in 21 CF 4604. It looks like a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for court on charges of possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll take no action on your out on bond case. Good luck, sir.
Okay.
I don't know, do you need that? I'm handing it to you, but I can. Okay. I just realized, I don't know if you even need it. Please tell me your name.
Sylvester Jones.
All right, hold on one moment. Does anyone know what he's charged with?
Jones?
I think they brought the wrong person in.
'Cause I don't have him.
I don't have a Sylvester Jones.
Well, but I mean, I could just find his paperwork since he's here, but I don't know where he is.
He's felony?
All right, please tell me your name.
Brian Taylor.
And 19 CF 10116, a capias was issued for your arrest for sexual battery of a person between 12 and 18 years old. There's no bond at this time.
You're on, that, it's an F1, so he's otherwise entitled to bond.
Age 12 to 18 is an F1.
Yes, Your Honor. If it was under 12, then it would be a life. And we have already filed an information in this case.
What's the charge?
The same thing, sex battery on a person between 12 and 18 and F1.
Can you give me the factual basis?
The victim was in town living with her aunt. The aunt is married to the defendant's dad. The defendant walks into the victim's living room and pins her down and penetrates. A couple weeks later, another defendant walks into her room and does the same thing. The victim discloses to her friend, and her friend tells the victim that she thinks her cousins are cute. She didn't want to come forward due to starting a fight in the family. The friend tells her mother, who contacts the aunt, and law enforcement gets involved. All events occurred in Orange County, Florida.
At this time, your bond is $500,000. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
You can't possess or consume any alcohol, illegal drugs, or controlled substance without a valid prescription. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You cannot return to the victim's residence for any reason or be within 1,000 feet of her residence.
Your Honor, State would also request no contact with the co-defendant.
I'll order you're not allowed to have contact with a co-defendant in this case.
Andre Taylor.
And you can have no contact with any minor child under the age of 18. Do you understand?
Yes.
In 17 CF 8256, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for charges of burglary of a dwelling with an assault or a battery, 2 counts, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in that case. Good luck. Yeah, but normally I would, but she's a child. It's a good catch. Oh, okay, Spanish?
Your Honor,
Yes.
just so you know, this next, Mr. Gonzalez, I did try to speak with him. I gave him a Spanish plea form and he didn't understand.
All right.
anything, So we might have to use the interpreter.
Right, we'll use the interpreter for that. If we can get one.
Hello, Cisco Unity connection.
Let's try this again.
Good morning, this is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line. Already sworn in today, Your Honor. Sorry for the delay.
It's okay. Please connect with the headset.
Yes, one moment, please.
Thank you.
He can hear the interpreter.
All right, good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Mayolo Sustaita González.
Mayolo Soicista Gonzalez.
This is 21 CT 6053. You're here charged with no valid driver's license. Was there an offer from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer conveyed was a withhold of adjudication and served.
All right, sir. The state is asking the court to withhold adjudication on this charge if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today and sentence you to credit time served. Are you interested in accepting that offer?
Sí.
Yes.
Does he not qualify for any pretrial diversion or anything?
He potentially would, Your Honor. Potentially would. This might be due to the DWI that he has from out of state.
Right, I saw that.
Which may further complicate it, might be, and it may be complicated by his immigration status potentially.
All right. As a friend of the court, Mr. Brands, could you please explain to him what pretrial diversion is? And he might or might not qualify. We don't know. Go ahead.
Mr. Gonzalez, as the public defender and a friend of the court, there are some.
Counsel, can you get a little bit closer to a microphone, please? Thank you.
Mr. Gonzalez, as a friend of the court and the public defender's office, pretrial diversion is a program that you can access downtown with your attorney. If you decide not to take a plea, it can, sources can instruct you. And then while working on those with the state's, working with the state attorney's office to lower or perhaps even drop the charges. You do also qualify for pretrial release, so wanted to do.
Sorry, counsel, can you repeat that?
Mr. Gonzalez also qualifies for pretrial release. If he's interested in a pretrial diversion program, contact our office, and I would request pretrial release as bond.
So, Mr. Gonzalez, I want to be sure that you understand you can enter a plea of not guilty today. I can appoint an attorney to represent you, and you can apply for some of these programs through the state attorney's office. Or you can enter a plea of guilty or no contest to these charges today, and I'll sentence you today if that's what you so desire. But if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest, you'll be giving up certain rights, like your right to remain silent.
Yo soy culpable de manejar sin licencia.
I am guilty of driving without a license.
All right, sir, raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, sir, before I accept your plea of guilty, you can put your hand down. I want to make sure that you understand the rights you're giving up. You're giving up your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to a jury trial when one is required, your right to call witnesses, to present any defenses you may have, your right to force the state to prove the charges against you. You understand you're giving up all of those rights if you enter a plea of guilty today.
Yo soy culpable de manejar sin licencia.
Well, I am guilty of driving without a license.
I understand. I also need to make sure that you understand if you're on probation anywhere, even in another state, and you enter a plea of guilty today, that could violate that probation. Do you understand that?
Pero no sé en qué está usted suspendida mi licencia. Yo he estado aquí en Florida siempre.
I don't know what state my license could be suspended in because I've been in Florida the whole time, always.
Okay, I don't know that. I just want to make sure you understand. If you're on probation anywhere, this plea can violate it. And I need to make sure you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, at this time, sir, with all those rights in mind, do you wish to enter a plea of guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Soy culpable.
I am guilty.
I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for 2 days that you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay that. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Thank you. We have one more interpreter case? One more? Okay. Please tell me your name.
Juan Carlos Reyes Ramos.
Juan Carlos Reyes Ramos.
21 CF 9352. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with 8 counts of sexual battery on a child under the age of 12, and 19 counts of,
20 counts, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, 20. Hold on, let me count that. Oh, you're right. 20 counts of lewd and lascivious molestation. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. May, did the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Given that the sexual battery on a victim under 12 is a punishable by life offense, and given that the lewd and lascivious molestation of a victim under 12 are life offenses, state is asking that you hold him no bond on all 28 counts.
Mr. Brands?
Argument from the defense, Your Honor, but he is entitled to an Arthur hearing with his attorney.
Yes, he is. At this time, sir, you'll have no bond on all counts. However, even while in custody, you can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Sí, yo estoy claro en eso.
Yes, I am clear about that.
You can also have no contact with the victim's immediate family members. Do you understand?
Muy claro, sí.
Very clear.
Look, sir. All right, that's it for the interpreter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You as well. No contact with the victim or the victim's immediate family. That was it. Because he's not bonding, so.
Shaw is mental health, Your Honor. Laquan Shaw.
20 CT 1005. I show that he has an attorney.
Wait, which case are you on, Your Honor?
Charles.
Wait, I thought he said Chacon.
I thought he did too.
Who? No, I don't have that.
First misdemeanor plea.
Oh, you have misdemeanors, not arraignments. Okay, hold on. So 21 MM 61565 is mental health?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to appoint your office, Mr. Brands.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
So there is probable cause here.
I believe he's been deemed incompetent to proceed in all of those out on bond cases. I would have you consider.
In all of them?
In many of them, I believe. I would have you consider that in your bond determination.
Do you know when?
I can double check, Your Honor.
I'll stay the bond at 500 with a no return. They're all the same charge. I'm going to take no action on the out on bond cases. Okay. Go ahead.
We got the arraignment now?
Do what?
The arraignment?
Arraignments, Your Honor.
Arraignment?
You want to do arraignment?
Okay, it doesn't matter to me. I just need to know where we're going. Who do you have next?
Chacon is medical.
All right, 20 CT 1005. He has an attorney, however, so I need to know if his attorney was noticed for today's hearing.
Mr. Jenkins.
All right, we're gonna have to come back to that one.
Your Honor, he filed a waiver of arraignment
He did?
on 8/20/21. Jerry Jenkins.
Okay. All right, so I guess, did he, because it's a VOP, did he enter a denial?
He filed an NOA, written plea of not guilty, waiver of arraignment, request for the charging document. No, Your Honor, he did not file a denial.
Yeah. All right, let's reset it for tomorrow. Please tell me your name.
Geraldo Rivera Andrades.
21 CT 5435. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, sir.
Your Honor, he also has 5436.
Well, it's here. 5436 is here. Oh. Wait, so he's already been ROR'd on both of these cases? So he doesn't need to be arraigned on them? Did the state serve him on these two?
He was booked in on those, Your Honor, and on both of those cases, he was ROR.
On 8/28 at first appearance, and then a KPS was executed on 8/30. According to the clerk's site, the NGL arraignment for today was canceled and reset for a normal arraignment on 9/9.
So his court date is not for another week?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why is he here today?
He was ROR'd. It was a failure to appear. He was ROR'd, and then it looks like the KPS was executed, which is why he's back.
He what? I can't hear you.
He failed to appear at the arraignment that was originally set August 25th. He was then seen here for IA on 8/28 and ROR'd. It seems like the KPS potentially was still active because he was picked up, that KPS was executed 8/30, which is why he's being seen today.
For something for which he's already been seen?
Yeah, I went to court and the judge said that he gonna release me from the 2 new charges because I was already in jail when they charged me with fail to appear. I was supposed to be on court on the 5th, and then I was already incarcerated on the 30th. So they charged me with fail to appear, and the judge did not know the number to put on the computer that I was released from those 2 new charges. But I was released for those 2 new charges. So I'm
So
doing
did
that.
your attorney file a motion to quash the KPS?
He said that he couldn't know the number to put it, that it would stay on the system, that maybe you could like clear it off because he don't know the number for the statute, for the number of the amendment. And he say, we're gonna leave it there, it's gonna show the computer, but you already released for those 2 new charges.
Mr. Rance, he's represented by your office in 5436.
That's right, Your Honor. I tried to waive his appearance yesterday. I wasn't able to. I had something in our system. I wasn't allowed to put in a waiver. So-
Why?
So I just reserved a not guilty plea on the one where we're appointed, and I assumed we'd be appointed in 5435.
I'm appointing you in 5435.
But I had no notice that there was a need for an arraignment. If that's the case, I would enter a plea of not guilty in both cases if we need to arraign him anyway.
I don't understand how he got here if his court date's not for a week. I don't understand why he's here today.
For the 33-day motion?
What it appears from what I'm looking at on the clerk's site is that he failed to appear at that original arraignment on the 25th. He was arrested on the 28th. Judge Johnson ROR'd him. Then it appears that the KPS was never quashed. The KPS was still active, even though he was ROR'd on the KPS that he failed to appear originally on. And that's why he was picked back up. So shouldn't be here.
But he wasn't, when you say picked back up, the clerk just said he's here on something else. So he wasn't picked back up on these if he's in custody for something else.
Only thing he's booked for, according to the jail website, is a Dwellis HTO, or subsequent offense.
So is he in custody on that?
Yes.
5793. So these technically need like no action.
Right, I don't understand what we're doing with him today. I'm still, after all of this discussion, I still don't know why we're seeing him. Except that we shouldn't be.
Aren't these auto-produced somewhere?
I don't know.
I get them, and I assume, I tried to shave off any waivers, a day or two before, and because I couldn't do that with this 5436 case. Plus, he was being seen on this other case anyway, 5435. I didn't think anything of it.
Does the court have the ability of taking no action, given that arraignment is set on 9/9 in front of Judge Jewett?
That's what how do I have jurisdiction over him today? What gives me jurisdiction?
Nothing.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do anything with it. Mr. Brands, you're appointed in both cases, so if your office needs to file a motion, y'all need to get that done.
We will, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. You have an attorney who's gonna work for you, okay?
Sorry about that. It's a call.
I don't know what to do with that.
Court date. Do you have a courtroom number for the 9/9 court date, Madam Clerk? I know, I'm sorry, but I think there was a.
But he already has a date.
Future court, I think there's a
I'm not
future arraignment.
changing that.
Judge Evelyn Jewett. I don't know the court date.
It's June.
Please tell me your name.
Elderly Domo.
21MM5590. You're here charged with petty theft. Mr. Brandt, your office represents him.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 84 pretrial conference, October the 8th at 9 a.m. in 4B.
Good luck, sir.
Sorry, October the 18th.
Good luck, sir.
So you meet discharge today?
Pull your mask up.
You meet discharge today?
Now you have a court date, 10/18. You give us a call. October 18th,
What is that?
in a month and a half.
When I'm being discharged.
Being let out
You
today.
can't tell the kid?
But you just need to contact us, we'll help you out, okay?
Yes, sir.
So when am I being discharged?
Leave your mask on, get closer to the mic, and say that again.
When am I being discharged?
What?
Being discharged.
He's
Is he
asking
being
when he's gonna
discharged?
Be let out, Your Honor.
Oh, no, you have a bond, and I don't know if you're being held on anything else.
So can I go to the hospital?
The hospital and the jail?
Yeah.
That's up to them.
I'm talking about Aspire.
You can if you bond out.
Your Honor, he's been revoked on another case.
No, you can't if your bond has been revoked, you can't go anywhere yet. So call your attorney. Thank you. (21MM4194). Mr. Brandt, your office represents him.
We'll waive the appearance as well as enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 80 pretrial conference, September the 23rd at 9 a.m. and 9C.
(21MM4490). It says PD. I don't know if you are appointed, but I am going to appoint you if you're not.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive the appearance as well as enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 83 pretrial conference, September 22nd at 8:30.
Please tell me your name.
Luis Lozada.
21MM3389. You're here charged with petty theft, $100 or more. Mr. Brandt, your office represents him.
We'll enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 85 pretrial conference, September the 20th at 9 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Good luck. (21MM5482). Mr. Brandt, your office represents him as well.
We'll waive the appearance and enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 85 pretrial conference, September the 20th, 9 a.m. and 4 a.m.
(18MM541). Mr. Brandt, your office represents him as well.
We'll waive the appearance and enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 61 pretrial conference, October the 1st at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Witherington, 20MM8298. Where's that person?
Bonded, Your Honor.
Witherington Rodriguez.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Chadwick Glasgow.
21MM6183. You're here charged with resisting an officer without violence. Was there an offer in this case?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $500. Are there any conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. All right, 21MM6182. Mr. Branch, she's mental health, and I'm going to appoint your office.
Waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Thank you. There is probable cause here. Bond is $500, no return. Please tell me your name.
Sean Harrington.
21MO1071. You're here charged with open container of an alcoholic beverage. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, I've been authorized on the city's behalf to offer a withhold and credit time served.
I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Harrington. I gave him a plea form to review before court. I believe he wishes to enter a plea today, Your Honor.
All right, sir, please raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You had a chance to speak with an attorney before court about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any questions for me about them?
No, ma'am.
All right, you have a plea form in front of you there. Have you had a chance to review that form?
Yes, ma'am.
It explains those rights in greater detail.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you have any questions for me about that?
Ma'am.
All right, you understand that if you're on probation, this plea could violate that.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, you can be deported.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of open container of an alcoholic beverage? I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Janae Marsh.
All right, you're here in 21 CT 6044, charged with driving under the influence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance or any alcoholic beverage. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Jared Moore.
All right. In 21 CT 431, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of driving while license suspended. There's no bond authorized on that capias.
Your Honor, I did convey an offer of an adjudication credit time served.
And I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Moore about the state's offer as well as the enhanceability and rights to be waived. I handed him a plea form as well to review before court. I believe he wishes to enter a plea today.
Did you also explain to him that he's out on bond and the court may still revoke that?
I believe he's aware of that, Your Honor, yes.
All right, Mr. Moore, I need you to raise your right hand.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Okay. All of these are virtual? Because it says that on all of them, but I don't know that. Is that what the judges? Right. Just checking.
Your Honor, just for the record, he does have an open charged Willis from Seminole that hasn't been disposed of yet. He has an opened Willis also from Lake that hasn't been disposed of. Rest he has are the TR Willises. So if he pleads to this one, he does have two other opens, which likely could HTO him or be treated as a felony, given that he does have at least 3 open currently. This will be the first he's pleading to, however.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Moore.
I don't think he wants to enter a plea anymore, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in this case. There's no bond authorized on the capias. When was he arrested for the Dwillis in this case?
Originally?
Yes.
He was just arrested on it yesterday, Your Honor. Before that, it was just, like.
Oh, it was a non-arrest?
Yeah.
All right, then I'll take no action on his out on bond. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Juan Rodriguez.
All right, you have 2 cases, 21 CT 6046 and 6047. You're here charged with DUI and reckless driving. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in both of these. There is probable cause. Your bond is $1,000 on the DUI and $1,000 on the reckless driving. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverage. You'll be subject to random alcohol screens. You can't possess or consume any drug without a valid prescription. You'll also be subject to random drug screens. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. No action, right. Yes, same conditions. Please tell me your name.
Rodolfo Sandigo.
All right, you're here in 21 CT 606, I'm sorry, 6048, 21 CT 6050, charged with DUI and DUI damage to property or persons, property of another or person. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in both of these cases. There is probable cause. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance. It's going to be the same conditions in both cases. Your bond's going to be $1,000 in each. You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverage or any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You can't return to the pub. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, I'm revoking your bond in 20 CF 8801. Good luck. I did. Okay. It's 1,000 on each. Yes. I just look tall. Please tell me your name.
David A. Bud, ma'am.
21 CF 11858. You're here charged with sexual battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, as charged, it is an F2, so he is entitled to bond. So state just asked for a reasonable bond. I believe he has no criminal history, so state would just ask for a reasonable bond.
All right, Mr. Brantz, was there anything you wanted to say?
Concur with the state, Your Honor, just setting a reasonable bond.
Your bond in this case is $100,000. You can have no contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You can't be within 1,000 feet of the victim's residence. Do you go to UCF? Are you a student?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Do you live near her?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm not going to say not within 1,000 feet of her school. Right. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition.
Your Honor, state's only request is that you explain no contact with the victim means if you see her on campus, that means you turn around and go the other direction. No contact in any way.
Yeah, so no contact means you can't speak to her, text her, you can't contact her through social media. And as the state said, if you see her on campus, you need to walk the other direction because the court doesn't have jurisdiction over her. I can't order her to stay away from you. So if you guys come in contact and someone calls the police, you're the person who can be arrested. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
David Bain.
21 CF 11863. You're here charged with petty theft with 2 prior convictions. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There is probable cause, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with any victim or witness in this case, and you can't return to the Marriott Harbor Lakes at 7102 Grand Horizon Boulevard. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In 21 CF 11864, hold on one second. You're here charged with petty theft with 2 prior convictions. There is probable cause here as well. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with any victim or witness, and you can't return to the same address. In 21 CF 11865, you're charged with burglary of an occupied structure and theft from a public lodging establishment. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. Again, no return to the scene, no contact with any victim or witness in this case. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
It can just be no return to the scene. It's all the same scene.
Just a moment to confer with this client now.
What happened with Angelica Smallwood?
She bonded.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
My name is Latoya Bedford.
21 CF 11866. You're here charged with burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery and battery. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Did the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, as of count 1, given that it is a PPL, state's asking that you hold a no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Yeah, Mr. Brantz, any response?
No argument. She is entitled to a full Arthur hearing with her attorney, and I did advise her to remain silent on certain facts in this case, but I think she still wishes to address the court. But I would still advise that she gets an Arthur hearing to set bond with her attorney, where she can go over the facts of the case with her attorney, as opposed to in open court.
All right, Ms. Bedford, you heard what your attorney just said. Do you understand what he's telling you?
Yesterday,
Listen, I need you to get closer to the microphone.
yesterday.
If you're going to make a statement today, I need you to raise your right hand.
Yesterday-
Ma'am, listen to me. Raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, there's a pending injunction.
All right, Ms. Bedford, just a moment. You can put your hand down. I need to make sure that you understand that everything you say in this hearing is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
That's fine. There's a pending injunction against this man. Yesterday, I went to the clerk of court and filed an injunction because he wouldn't stop sitting outside my door. I have video of this person sitting outside my door. He's made multiple threats. Last night, it was a witness. It was actually multiple witnesses. The officer waited an hour before he could get all the witness statements that was there. I did not place my hand on this person. Yesterday, it's on file right now. I went and filed an injunction, and I have multiple videos of this person sitting outside of my residence. I mean, this all stemmed from my cousin was served an injunction because she attacked me in a domestic violence, and this is his friend. I went to the clerk asking them for help, and it is down there right now, and I don't think I should be here for something that I did not commit. And it's on file right now. I filed an injunction against him yesterday. And I do have a cell phone that's downstairs right now from multiple weeks of him sitting outside my doorstep. I don't feel like, I mean, even a witness stated that he did swing. And I've called law enforcement. There are event screens. I've been calling law enforcement. He's saying there's no records. I've been calling law enforcement for weeks. I even took it down to the court yesterday and gave them evidence of him basically coming to the residence. So,
Your Honor, there is a DR case pending. It was initiated yesterday on the 31st. A temporary injunction has been filed. However, those are issued without notice to the respondent, so arguably Mr. hasn't gotten notice of it yet. However, that temporary injunction does state that they are neighbors. So it does go into that they may continue to reside at the same place, but they just must have no contact with each other.
Your Honor, in light of Ms. Bedford's testimony and the state corroborating her facts, I would just have you set bond on this charge.
because I tried. I went to the right people. I got video, ma'am. I got everything. I'm just tired of being harassed. I'm tired of him sitting at my apartment. I'm
All
tired
right,
of
Ms. Bedford,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have a history of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, state would still ask for no bond given the allegations that are in the affidavit and given her history. She has a rather lengthy violent history.
I am looking at
understand
that.
she did otherwise obtain or attempt to obtain a temporary injunction. The final injunction is set for a later date, I believe September 13th is the injunction hearing. See if a final one will be initiated. However, given the affidavit and the allegations listed within it, their proximity, and that the victim does not have any notice of the injunction that's currently in place, state would ask that you still find no bond until an Arthur hearing can be had and the victim can also be heard.
Your Honor, I'm not arguing to find proof evidence presumption great, but I believe the facts in the affidavit suggest that there is probable cause for the charge because I believe her foot, according to the arrest affidavit, allegedly crossed the plane into the apartment, but I don't believe she was.
Her foot and her arm armed with brass knuckles.
Coupled with Ms. Bedford's testimony of a harassing relationship with this gentleman.
And I had on black. I didn't have on gray shirt. You can look at my booking photos. He lied.
Yeah, according to the probable cause affidavit, so let me make sure you understand what we're doing here today. This is about probable cause and bond. I don't even know what charges the state will file, if any, later. But according to the arrest affidavit, the facts that I have to review, it looks like you made a couple of different statements to the law enforcement officer. Your statements contradict that of a witness. And some of the statements made by the witness actually corroborate the victim's testimony. I understand that what you're telling me today is something very different than what's here, but based on what I'm reading in the probable cause affidavit, there is probable cause for these charges. So,
Because the witness stated that he tried to attack me. I never hit him. I never did anything to him. I just asked him to please stay away from my house. Then he said I got on gray. I'm booked in a black tank top. I never wear a gray sport. I don't even own a gray sports bra.
I understand, ma'am, what you're saying, and it sounds like you think you have some defenses to these charges, and you might have some very good defenses to them, but you're gonna have to talk to your attorney about it and raise them in front of the trial judge, because today is just about probable cause, which there is. So.
No cameras. And this witness is the people that stay up under my neighbor. She actually telling the truth. She really don't know me. I actually know the son that stays up under me. I actually don't really know this lady. You know, I just know that her son, they stay up under me where the officer got me from. So she's actually telling the truth that she doesn't, you know, know me. And then
Can I have, just a moment, ma'am. Can I have counsel approach? All right, Ms. Bedford. I'm not going to change my ruling right now, so you'll have no bond on count one. Your bond will be $100 on count two. Even while in custody, you can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. On count two, you can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. I'm going to order that you are not allowed to return to the victim's residence. I understand that you live in the same place, so I want to make sure you understand what I'm telling you. When you do bond out, you need to, if you see him, you need to go the other direction. Do you understand?
right.
I need to make sure you understand what I'm telling you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, but this is
Okay.
not right. I see him and y'all felt me. I didn't touch this man. The witness even stated. I don't understand this.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Call your attorney right away.
So when is my next court date?
That's up to your attorney and the next judge.
We're gonna work on it right away.
Okay, and you made some notes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Vernon Birch.
21 CF 11855. You're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude law enforcement with lights and sirens activated. 2 counts of resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $15,000 on count 1, $100 on 2 and 3. Does he have a hold out of Lake County?
Sure.
Okay. So because it looks like you have a hold out of another county, I just want to make sure you understand that. I don't know exactly what it is, but if you post this bond, you'll be returned to Lake County, but you won't be released.
All right.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name. 21 CF 11852. You're here charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $1,000. You can have no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Guillermo Alexander Delmoro Jr.
All right, in 21 CT 6055, you're here charged with no valid driver's license. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $500. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. Do you understand?
Yes.
In 21 CF 11859, you're here charged with burglary of a conveyance and grand theft. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case as well. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $3,500 on count one, $150 on count two. You can have no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant in this case. You can't return to the scene for any reason. Good luck. Yes. Please tell me your name.
Anthony Glover.
21 CF 11857. You're here charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I show that he's out on bond for the exact same charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
So was he released from DOC in 2020?
No, that's the time.
Probation.
His probation.
Oh, he's on probation.
Probation for a controlled substance and entering contraband into a jail.
All right, at this time, I'm revoking that bond. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Taylor Grant.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 13184 for failing to appear for arraignment on charges of grand theft, fraudulent use of a credit card, and fraudulent use of a credit card more than two times in a 6-month period. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Lavaris Haddon.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 6138. Charging you with grand theft and dealing in stolen property.
Yes, ma'am.
Another judge has already found probable cause. I'll stay the bond at $500 on count one, $2,500 on count two, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck.
So much.
Rebecca, can I see that right now? Rebecca. Can I show you something? Since I had that example right in front of me, I wanted to ask. Please tell me your name.
Sylvester Jones.
All right. Mr. Jones, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 8766. For attempted homicide. There's no bond authorized. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, I believe the way it's charged, he is entitled to a bond.
What is this charge? I need to look that up.
I believe it's a second-degree felony, Your Honor.
It's what?
An F2. Since it's sealed, I don't have the actual warrant.
Right, I don't either.
But the 78204 just goes to the homicide statute.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's an F2, I'm assuming it was an attempted second. The second would make it an F1 and the attempt would knock it down to an F2, so that's my assumption. Since I don't have the warrant to verify that.
Can council approach? Can you show it to me? Show me the charge. That statute isn't there. -6. There's no 6. Okay, so I'm not just missing it, it's literally not there. Right. So how am I supposed to set bond? What's the bond schedule say for attempted homicide? Right, it says 0. Set it IA. Yeah, that, it's. To be said. So. I. It's going to be $1 million. Yeah, okay. All right, Mr. Jones, at this time, your bond is $1 million. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't return to the scene for any reason. All right, good luck, sir.
Just a moment, Your Honor, to confirm.
Your Honor, was that only a no contact with victims and witnesses or any potential co-defendants?
It should also be any potential co-defendants.
Okay, thank you.
Which one is it?
As soon as the attorney's assigned and starts.
This one?
Okay.
Please tell me your name.
Natalie LaCrete.
21 CF 9136. Just one moment.
Your Honor, I don't have an NOA filed for anybody for her.
Okay. I'm just going to try to connect and see if anyone is there.
Understood.
And I'm trying to text and see if,
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now. You are the only participant.
all right, so we don't have an attorney right now. I understand prior to court, Mr. Brands told us that he thinks that you have an attorney in this case, Ms. LaCrete, but at this time, they haven't filed a notice of appearance. Do you know if you've hired an attorney?
I do have an attorney. I did speak to him yesterday, but I tried to reach out to him this morning. I haven't reached out, so I don't know if he's in court at the moment. But he did tell me he would be coming in this morning because we just found out about the case yesterday afternoon.
What's his name?
Michael.
Michael what?
Zametsky. Zametsky. I do
Majewski?
have his phone number, something like that, yes. I do have his phone number.
I can't call him here. Can you call him? What's the number?
It's 407-473-1233.
All right, can you guys call and see if we can get him?
Thank you.
Would you like to recall the case, Your Honor?
Your Honor, she does have Michael Jameski on her out on bond case, 20 CF 15104, which is neglect of an elderly or disabled adult.
All right, I don't have that case in front of me.
She is out on bond on it.
Let's just see if we can get him. If we can't, it's okay, because he hasn't filed a notice of appearance. All right, this is 21 CF 9136. Ms. LaCrete, we don't have, your attorney has not filed a notice of appearance right now, but if you're confident you're hiring him or you have,
He is hired and.
all right, you don't want me to appoint the public defender?
No, he is my lawyer. He's already been paid. He's already on the case.
Okay, all right, so a capias was issued for your arrest here for 3 counts of exploitation of an elderly or disabled person and 1 count of grand theft over $100,000.
Your Honor, we have filed an information and PC has already been found.
I'm sorry, you did file an information?
We filed an information for those 4 charges. It originally came in with 6 different charges.
All right, so those are the 4.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you read me the factual basis, please?
Yes. It's extremely lengthy.
The factual basis?
That I
What does the information say for the exploitation charge? Should say on or about, did this, to wit, this.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about or between September 30th of 2019 and December 23rd of 2020, the defendant did in violation of Florida statutes while in position of trust or confidence when in a relationship with Husu Xing, an elderly person knowing or obtained to use or endeavored to obtain or use funds or property to wit, U.S. money current, valued at $50,000 or more with the intent to permanently deprive. That's all for all 3 of the first counts. And then for the grand theft first degree, on or between September 30th, 2019 and December 23rd of 2020, the defendant did in violation of Florida statutes, pursuant to one scheme or course of conduct, knowingly obtained or used or endeavored to obtain or use U.S. money current with a value of $100,000 or more, the property of Husu Xing, and intent to deprive them of it permanently. All events occurred in Orange County, Florida.
Thank you. Do you have any prior history?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I was asking the state. Okay.
Your Honor, she is out on bond in 20 CF 15104. The charge is neglect of an elderly or disabled adult. The victim being the same victim in this case. Pasu Shing. In that case, it is alleged that the victim does have dementia, potentially why they're able to be continually victimized. So I see that case.
When did she bond out in that case?
February 21st of 2021.
All right, and when was this alleged incident between when and when?
It was between, back to the information. Occurred between September 30th of 2019 and December 23rd of 2020.
All right, so that's not an out on bond case. All right. Your bond will be $5,000 on each of these 4 counts. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You don't understand?
No, I don't have any contact with them, no.
Okay, but you do understand what it means. All right. You can't return to the scene of this offense. You can't be within 1,000 feet of the victim's residence. Do you understand?
No. Yes, I do understand.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Call your attorney right away. No, I made one 5,000. They're all 5,000 now. Yeah. Please tell me your name.
Yara Lucas.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 MM 2885 for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of trespass after warning. The bond authorized is $1,000, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. In 21 CF 11851, you're here charged with burglary of a structure and petty theft. Again, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause. Your bond is $3,500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You can have no contact with the victim, any witness, or the co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't return to this scene for any reason. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Emmanuel Marcano.
In 21 CT 1563, you're here charged with no valid driver's license. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney. Your bond is $500. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. In 21 CF 11832, you're charged with possession of cocaine, drug paraphernalia, a prescription drug without a prescription, and cannabis less than 20 grams. Again, there is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Sir, I want to make sure you understand that everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you. You're making a gesture that makes me think you want to tell me something.
Yes, the prescription pills were, they're,
Is it about the case?
I'm going to give you a moment to speak with your attorney. Let me give you a moment first.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. After speaking with your attorney, do you still want to make some statements here, or do you want to wait?
I'll wait, Your Honor.
All right. Your bond in that case will be $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2, $150 on count 3, and $100 on count 4. With special conditions, you can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And at this time, I'm revoking your ROR in 20 CF 13094.
Why are you revoking the ROR, Your Honor?
Because when you're out on bond or have been released on your own recognizance and you're arrested for a new law violation, the court can revoke your bond, and often does.
I've been showing up to every court date, Your Honor. If you can see, I have not missed any court dates.
It's not about that. It's about being arrested for a new law violation.
I know, just what I'm saying. It was only a driving without a valid, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. I've been showing up to every court date. I can't
No, sir,
afford the
you were
ROR,
out
Your
on
Honor.
bond, I'm sorry, you were released on your own
Right.
recognizance on a charge of possession of a controlled substance.
Right, that was over a year ago.
And then you were arrested here for all of these drug charges and the no valid driver's license.
That's what I'm saying. Those prescriptions is not mine. And there was, the people got arrested. If you could just check 1 second, I want to just please let me speak for 2 seconds, Your Honor.
You can say anything you want, but I want to make sure you understand
I know,
it's
it's
being
being used
recorded
against me.
and can
I
be used
understand.
against you later.
There was if you can see, there was, the day before, my car, there was a person driving it. His name, the 2 people got arrested in my car. Their stuff was in my vehicle. I was falsely charged. That's what I'm saying. The stuff that they found, Your Honor, it was not, there's more stuff. They arrested 2 people. I did not throw their stuff out the car. I did not know any of it. He got it out of a bag, Your Honor. This is what I'm saying. All
So
I did
it
was
sounds
be-
like, Mr. Mercano, it sounds like what you're saying is you have some defenses to this charge.
But
You're
I'm
going to
saying,
have to
please
raise
don't
those
take
as
the
at a later time. I need to make sure that you understand possession can be joint.
That's what I'm saying. My ROR, I've been going to court I've been going to court. I've been showing up to court. I'm
Sir,
going
you
to
are
court.
charged for possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. You were arrested for possession of controlled substances.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
have-
That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. I'm
Please
trying
listen to
explain
me.
you that it was.
Sir, if you don't listen to me, they're going to take you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
You have a very lengthy history that involves drugs.
No.
Yes, that's what I have. Your last conviction was last year for criminal use of personal identification information,
That was it.
possession of cannabis, and no valid driver's license. These are all very similar charges.
But the cannabis.
So what can happen now is your attorney can file a motion in front of the trial judge to reinstate your bond. Good luck, sir.
So I don't have no bond on the ROR?
Correct. Not at this time.
What?
Yes, I did subsidiaries. Anyway, please tell me your name.
Tyler Miller.
21 CF 11814, a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with possession of cocaine and cannabis under 20 grams, resisting an officer without violence, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is, okay, so on count 5, your bond will be $15,000. On count 4, 3, and 2, it'll be 100, and on count 1, it'll be 150. With special conditions, you can have no contact with any known drug dealers. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. All right, good luck. All right, thank you. Perkins. 21 CF 11798. Mr. Brandt, I'm going to appoint your office, but I find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. Looks like this is a capious. I'll stay the bond at $2,500. No victim, co-defendant, or witness contact, and not return to the scene.
Oh, it's an AKA. Okay.
I'm sorry?
I just figured out it was his AKA. I had
Yes.
Crandall.
Right. Please tell me your name.
Ron Wilkerson.
21 CF 11853. You're here charged with petty theft and burglary of a structure. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause here. Your bond is $3,500 on count 1. I'm sorry, on count 2, $100 on count 1. You can have no contact with the victim, any witness, or the co-defendant in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't return to the scene for any reason.
Your Honor, as to his bond case, there was a notice of non-filing on 8/24.
I'm sorry, what?
A notice of non-filing on August 24th for your consideration.
That's why he was released on his own recognizance.
So yes, Your Honor, he was released 6 days ago when he picked up this new charge.
Right, I'm revoking that at this time. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Joe Wilson.
Good morning. You're here afternoon in 21 CF 6763. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with petty theft, fraudulent use of a credit card, unlawful possession of a stolen credit card. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Your bond is $2,500 on count 1, $250 on count 2, $250 on count 3. You can't have any contact with any victim or witness in this case. You can't return to the scene, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Michael Wilson.
All right. 21 CF 11870. You're here charged with attempted first-degree murder, armed burglary of a structure with a weapon, armed kidnapping, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, false imprisonment with a weapon, criminal mischief, and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Ms. May, did the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. As to count 3, as it is a life offense, state is asking that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
Mr. Brands, any response?
No argument, Your Honor, pending an Arthur hearing with his attorney downtown.
I'll do that. At this time, you'll have no bond on count 3.
The state just asked for reasonable bonds on the other counts. He otherwise has 2 other F1s in count 1 and count 2.
Yeah. Your bond will be $150,000 on count 1, $150,000 on count 2, $5,000 on count 4. I'll do $150 on 5 and 6 and $100 on 7 and 8. You can have no contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't return to, does the state have this address?
Yes, Your Honor.
Econo Lodge at 7102 International Drive for any reason. And then in 21 MM 6156, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence. There's probable cause for that charge as well. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. Good luck, sir. Oh, all right. Anything else before court is adjourned?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
None from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.